This film is the most successful musical biopic of all time. How did that happen? Michael is a musical biopic that dramatizes the life of Michael Jackson, focusing on his rise to superstardom and the unforgettable performances that defined his career. It's not just a film about music, it's about the emotion, the spectacle, and the legacy of one of the most iconic entertainers in history. What makes it cool is how it blends drama with electrifying stage recreations, making you feel like you're right there in the audience. And of course, it features some of Jackson's most legendary songs: Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller, Smooth Criminal, and Man in the Mirror. These tracks aren't just background music, they're woven into the storytelling, reminding us why Michael was called the king of pop. TikTok has been flooded with clips from the Michael movie. What should have been a simple screening turned into a viral concert experience. Fans everywhere sharing the chaos, the costumes, and the joy. From the start, it was clear this wasn't just a movie. Fans came dressed in Michael's most iconic looks: the glove, the jacket, the fedora. Theaters turned into dance floors, with people moonwalking and spinning like it was the victory tour. When the music hit, the crowd sang out loud, phones up, recording every second. TikTok captured all: clips of strangers bonding, laughing, crying, and celebrating together. The vibe wasn't cinema, it was a live concert. So just how big is Michael when it comes to the numbers? Let's take a closer look. Globally, Michael has earned about $218.8 million as of the first week of screening. That's already a huge milestone for a musical biopic, especially this early in its run. While it hasn't yet reached Bohemian Rhapsody's all-time record of $910.8 million, the strong momentum shows how powerful Michael Jackson's story is on the big screen. In the US, Michael opened with a massive $97 million in its first weekend, the biggest opening ever for a musical biopic. International audiences showed the same excitement: $15.6 million in the UK, $10.2 million in France, and $9.8 million in Mexico during its debut. Clearly, Jackson's legacy resonates across cultures and continents. Now here's the kicker. The film was made on a budget of about $150 million, making it the most ambitious musical biopic ever produced. Compare that to Bohemian Rhapsody's $52 million budget, Rocketman's $40 million, and Elvis's $85 million. The scale of Michael was bigger, bolder, and the payoff has already been historic. After looking at Michael's box office momentum, it's just as important to see how critics and audiences responded across different platforms, because the numbers tell their own story. Critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave Michael just a 38% score, based on around 160 critic reviews, continuing a long pattern of skepticism toward Jackson-centered projects. From his music videos to past documentaries, critics have often questioned style, spectacle, or narrative choices. Yet audiences once again pushed back, this time with a massive 97% rating from over 10,000 verified audience reviews, showing the same loyalty and passion that has defined Michael Jackson's fanbase for decades. That split isn't new. Critics remain divided, but fans overwhelmingly embrace the artistry, nostalgia, and emotional connection his story brings to the screen. On IMDb, Michael holds a 7.7 out of 10 from more than 44,000 user ratings and 300-plus written reviews, close to Bohemian Rhapsody's 7.9 and ahead of Rocketman and Elvis, both at 7.3. That's a strong sign of global audience approval. Film enthusiasts on Letterboxd gave Michael around 3.6 out of 5 from 3,600 log ratings. Similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, on Letterboxd, the reactions to Michael are as varied as the man himself. Funny, heartfelt, and sometimes downright spiritual. Let's dive into what fans had to say. Joshua Kane, on April 17th, fires the first shot. Critics can suck my he. It's defiant, cheeky, and perfectly Jackson-esque. Fans aren't just defending the film, they're defending the legacy. Alexiou takes a surreal detour. Very few people know this, but Bubbles the Chimp grew up to become the legendary British singer Robbie Williams. It's absurd, it's hilarious, and it shows how Michael's mythos inspires playful imagination. even turning his pet into pop royalty. Dakota keeps it raw. Damn, I really wish I had seen him live. That longing cuts deep for a generation who never experienced Michael in concert. The film becomes a substitute, a way to feel the electricity of his presence. Seminger writes, "Note to self, act on those ideas before God gives them to the ops." Cryptic but powerful, it echoes Michael's own belief that creativity is divine, fleeting, and must be seized before it slips away. Fans aren't just watching, they're reflecting on their own lives. Movie Fella declares, Michael will unite the world once again. It's bold, almost prophetic. For many, the film isn't just entertainment. It's a reminder of how Jackson's music once bridged cultures, languages, and generations. Evan Solo shares pure joy. This movie is everything I could have dreamed of. Simple words, but they carry weight. Sometimes, cinema doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to deliver the feeling fans have been waiting for. Amelia recalls a transcendent moment. When he was singing Human Nature, I was in heaven. That song has always been ethereal, and in the theater, it became a collective spiritual experience. For fans, it wasn't just a performance, it was communion. And finally, Joshua Cain returns with a longer reflection, quoting Michael himself, "If I am not there to receive these ideas, God will give them to Prince." He admits the movie isn't perfect, but concludes, "Did this film bring me and a whole lot of people in the cinema pure joy? Absolutely yes." That balance, acknowledging flaws but celebrating joy, is the essence of how audiences embrace Michael. It's not about perfection, it's about connection. So let's put it all together. A record-breaking $910 million plus worldwide gross. A massive $97 million U.S. opening weekend. A $150 million budget that paid off big. Rankings that put it firmly at number one among musical biopics. Ratings that show audiences loved it, even more than critics did. And a viral wave of TikTok trends that kept the movie alive long after the credits rolled. That's why Michael isn't just the most successful musical biopic of all time. It's a cultural landmark. And that's the story behind a movie that didn't just entertain, it made history. So, is Michael a good movie or a bad one? The truth lies in the divide. Critics see flaws, pointing to spectacle over depth, while audiences overwhelmingly celebrate it as a joyful, nostalgic experience. If you're looking for a layered character study, you may walk away wanting more. But if you're here for the music, the energy, and the emotional connection, Michael delivers exactly what fans hope for. In short, it may not be perfect cinema, but it's undeniably a powerful crowd pleaser. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more. This is Cinema Compass, guiding you through the stories behind the screen. See you next time.